Hi, good morning. My name is Dr. Rachel Lella. I am a board member with the New Jersey Literacy Association, and I'm really excited to be here doing a read aloud with you this morning. I am also a curriculum and instruction supervisor with the Wall Township Public Schools, so a shout out to Wall. Also a couple other shout outs to a district where I spent many years as a teacher, the Red Bank Borough Public Schools, as well as the Goddard School in Morganville, where my daughter Ava attends, and of course the Jackson School District here in New Jersey, where Ava will go next year, but where my daughter Sophia is currently a kindergarten student in Miss Malcolm and Miss Dibel's class at Switlick Elementary. So shout out to all you guys. I am here currently in my favorite spot to read in my house, which is a nice comfy corner of my couch. And I am really excited to do this read aloud with you. But first, I wanted to start with a quote that I think is very timely and is something that we can definitely keep in mind and will show itself through the book that I'm reading today. And that is, "We rise by lifting others." I think it is incredibly important right now that we are thinking about ourselves, thinking about those that we love, to make sure that everyone is taken care of, that we are doing all that we can to make people happy and to keep ourselves in good spirits. So the way that we often do that is by doing kind things for others, and we'll see that through our text today. So we are going to jump right into the text. Okay, so the book I'm reading for you today is called The Radish is Back. And I know that we are right in the middle of spring here in New Jersey. We have beautiful weather, but this book today is all about animals out in the snow. Here are some things that we're going to be on the lookout for while we are doing our read aloud today. We'll be looking for some opportunities to make connections to the text. We'll be looking at repetition, which is part of author's craft, where an author says the same thing over and over again because they're telling us that it's really important and it's something that they want us to really notice. We're also going to look for times that we can make and check predictions in the text and use character traits to help us to understand the characters, as well as to make inferences. So we have a lot of things that we're going to be able to do in this text, which is one of the reasons that I love it so very much. So again, the text that we are reading is a Raycraft book. So thank you very much to Benchmark for providing these texts to us. It is called The Radish is Back by Yixuan Feng, and it is illustrated by Yunhui Twang. And we are going to jump right into the text. So, the snow fell and kept on falling. It fell all day and all night for many days to come. Inside their cozy homes, the animals could hear the wind howl and see the world turn white. No one dared go out. But as the days passed, all were growing hungry. Now I want you to stop for a moment and think if you can make a connection. Think about the way you're feeling right now. I know many of us are doing the safe thing, which is staying at home, which is why I'm here with you on my couch. We're not going out. We are called social distancing, and we're sort of stuck inside a little bit and stuck in with our families. So that helps us to kind of understand how these characters in the text are feeling as well. But now they're getting hungry. When the snow finally stopped, Rabbit set out to find something to eat. Now, this is one of those pieces that the author is going to repeat over and over again, and I would love for you to read it with me every time you see it. "A cold wind blows, but my hunger grows, so out in the snow for food I must go." Soon he saw a bit of green in a mound of white snow. He could hardly believe his eyes. He put his paws in the cold snow and pulled up 2 radishes. One of the radishes was ordinary, but the other was the biggest, most beautiful radish he had ever seen. He was about to take a bite when he remembered his good friend, Monkey. "Surely Monkey is hungry too," he said. This small radish is enough to fill my belly. I will bring the big, beautiful radish to Monkey. It's just the sort of treat she will love. Now here we can find out some things about Rabbit. Wondering, what does it tell us, these actions that Rabbit is taking and the things that Rabbit is saying? Some of the character traits that I might think of for Rabbit would include thoughtful, because he's thinking of his friend. Kind, because he's willing to give and he's thinking about how he can make his friend Monkey happy. And generous, because instead of taking that other radish home, he's now decided that he's going to give it to someone else. So these character traits help us to understand the character in the book. Rabbit hopped as fast as he could to Monkey's house. "Come out, Monkey," he called. "I have a gift for you." But no one answered. So he went inside and left the radish on Monkey's kitchen table, where she would be sure to see it. Now here I can make an inference. That means that I'm using something from what the author is telling me to combine it with what I know to come out with something else. Now I know that I typically would not go into someone's house unless it was a very good friend of mine, especially if they weren't home. So this tells me that Monkey and Rabbit are definitely very good friends. And a prediction. I wonder what is going to happen when Monkey finds that radish. I think she's going to eat it all up. Do you think she's going to eat it all up? We're going to have to wait to find out. Let's see. Meanwhile, Monkey had gone out in the snow to look for food. Read with me. "A cold wind blows, but my hunger grows. So out in the snow, for food I must go." Much to her surprise, she found a handful of delicious nuts in a snow mound. She hurried back home to eat her nuts. But when she got there, she saw the big, beautiful radish on her table. What good friend bought me this special gift, she wondered, for the radish was as marvelous a treat she had ever seen. She knew the nuts would be plenty to fill her small belly. She thought of her good friend Deer. Surely Deer is hungry too, she said, and she would love a big, beautiful radish like this. So now I can check my prediction. Instead of Monkey eating the radish all up, she has now decided that she's going to pass it along to someone else. Sometimes when we make predictions, we find out that we were right. And other times when we make predictions, we find out the author had something else in mind. Monkey went as fast as she could to Deer's. "Deer," she called, "come out and see the special treat I have for you." That sounds very familiar. It sounds sort of like what Rabbit said when he went to Monkey's house. So I think that this is another chance for the author to use that repetition so that we're hearing the same thing over and over again, maybe so we know what to expect. But no one answered. So she left the radish on Deer's windowsill, where Deer would be sure to see it. Meanwhile, Deer had gone out looking for food. Read with me. "A cold wind blows, but my hunger grows. So out in the snow, for food I must go." Much to her surprise, she found some crunchy, fresh greens in the snowbank. I wonder what she's going to do with them. She hurried home to eat her greens, but when she got there, she saw the big, beautiful radish on her windowsill. What good friend brought me this special gift, she wondered, for the radish was as marvelous a treat as she had ever seen. I wonder if Deer is going to eat the radish, or maybe... I think it's possible that maybe she'll pass it on to someone else, just like everyone else has done so far. She knew the crunchy greens would fill her small belly, and she thought of her good friend Bear. Surely Bear is hungry too, she said. And wouldn't he just love a big, beautiful radish like this? So I made that prediction that maybe she wouldn't eat the radish and pass it on. And this time, my prediction was correct. So I was able to think of what the author might do based on what I had already read, and I had a correct prediction. She brought the big, beautiful radish to Bears. Bear, she called, come out and see the special treat I have for you. But no one answered. So she left the radish on the doorstep where Bear would be sure to see it. In the meantime, Bear was out looking for food in the snow. Read with me. A cold wind blows, but my hunger grows, so out in the snow for food I must go. To his surprise, he found a sweet potato in a snow mound. He rushed home to eat it, but when he got there, he saw the big, beautiful radish on his doorstep. What good friend brought me this special gift, he wondered, for the radish was as marvelous a treat as he had ever seen. Again, I'm hearing things that I feel like the author has said before, and it's reminding me of different parts in the book I've read already. He knew the sweet potato would fill his belly, and he thought of his good friend, Rabbit. I wonder if Rabbit is the same rabbit from the beginning of the book who found the radish the first time. Is that possible? What do you think? I think we're going to have to read and find out. Surely Rabbit's hungry too, he mused. And if there is any animal who loves a radish, it is Rabbit. Bear was so excited that he ran straight to Rabbit's without even eating his sweet potato. Rabbit, he called, open up, it is I, Bear, with a special gift that I know you will love. But there was no answer. Rabbit was napping. So Bear left the big, beautiful radish on Rabbit's pillow where he would be sure to see it. When Rabbit woke up, he saw the very same radish he had left at Monkey's that morning. It was even bigger and more beautiful than he remembered. So it was the rabbit from the beginning of the story who got that big radish back. And that takes us back to the end of the story. Rabbit smiled and gently gathered it up. The radish is back. Let this remind you that when we do kind things for others, it often inspires them to do kind things for someone else. And that is the way that we help each other to feel better. We really do rise by lifting others. I want you to try to remember that. And I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you to think of a way that you can do something kind for someone else today. It can be someone at your home, someone in your family. It can be someone outside of your home. You can send something to someone, whether it's through the computer or through the phone. But think of something that you could do that would help someone else to rise by you lifting them up and making them feel good. I really hope that you enjoyed reading this book with me today. I loved reading it with you, and I can't wait to come back and read another book with you soon. Thanks so much.